Good evening, everyone. How you doing? It would help, wouldn't it, if I could find my headset? This is what happens when you haven't streamed for a long time. Let me just turn that volume down on the iPad. So how's everyone doing? Thanks for joining. Who've we got? We got Lucas. How you doing? Stephen, Airtrail, Michael's in. How are you? Simon G. Good to see you. And everybody else that's in, that's lurking. Appreciate it. So I thought. DTG are going to stream tomorrow night, aren't they? They're going to have a Q&A session for Train Sim World 3. So I thought we'd run something on Train Sim World 2 and just have a chat. Because there's been a lot of talk, haven't there, about Train Sim World 3, including my video last week as well. And I'm just interested to know from you guys what your plans are. I think I know a couple of your plans. I know A-Trail, I know your plan, certainly, and a couple of others. So let's just jump into this. We're going to run Clinchfield because I've not been on Clinchfield for quite a while, and there's some quite nice liveries for the F7 on Creators Club. So we're going to go northbound. This is CRR 93. Let's just get set up, and then I'll show you what it is that we are doing. So let me go left to right. Headlights. I've got to remember this, you know. Control and fuel pump, what's that one? Headlight dim, generator field, engine run. These are just lights, aren't they? Let's get some lights on. Class light, yeah, why not? Transition, I think series parallel. Reverser to forward. That's the cab heater. Select that to 3. Gauge lights. Put that in freight. Now the brakes cutting is down here, isn't it? That's already cutting. Excellent. Right. Windows. Got to have windows. ZR Lee, how are you? Nice to see you. Patrick's in. How are you? TOC Gaming. Kobe. Good stuff. Everyone's in. Excellent. Now, just tell me as well if the game sound is too loud as we're going, because I made some adjustments, and this train's one of the noisy ones, so do let me know how it is. Let's get the brakes off. Some power in. We have got a red until we clear this one. Hi Ant-Man, how are you? You've pre-ordered, Stephen. Excellent. And Patrick has done as well. That's good. I'll show you this livery now. This is the Santa Fe livery. That's quite nice. This is available on the Creators Club. This is not one of mine. The standard one that we get is quite plain, isn't it? And I thought, let's get something with a bit of colour. And this one's quite nice. So we've got a green light, that's good. It is nice, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So it's still a little dark, 2 minutes to 7 in the morning. It's a great route, this. I do like Clinchfield. But unfortunately, with those DLC issues, this has been one of those routes that I've not really played on the PS5 very much. Yeah, it's very nice, Kobe, isn't it? Let's have a look what we've got behind us. There's the standard Clinchfield plain Jane version. These are quite nice, aren't they? I do like these. Yeah, ZR, that PS5 DLC thing has been a big problem, hasn't it? And it's run from September, hasn't it, last year? It's been there for a long time, and when I'm streaming, it causes me a few issues because and I honestly forget about some of them because I don't have them there in the menu. So for me, that's going to be one of the biggest things with TSW3, the ability to just have everything there. But it sounds as if it's gonna also benefit all the other platforms as well, because it's only going to load in what it is you actually want to play. So memory wise, it's going to be good for everybody. So what about the rest of you guys then? What are you going to do? Are you going to jump in and get TSW3? Are you going to wait for a while? What's your current plan? I think one of the big things is probably if the progress can carry over from TSW2 to TSW3. I think that will probably affect a few people. I don't know whether they can do it or not. I think at the moment they're telling everybody to assume that it can't, and it is a different game, isn't it? So, it's not an upgrade, it is a completely separate game, so I think it may not come over, and that might be an issue for a lot of people. But there is the Q&A tomorrow night from Dovetail, so tune into that one. I'm sure, I think Matt is on again, so Matt will probably have all the answers, hopefully. Sam says, remember on the release stream of Clinchfield, Sam confirmed it as cabooses. Someone in the chat said they're quite big, dozy animals. What would happen if they wandered onto the tracks? Yeah, caboose as opposed to moose. I'd like to say somebody was pulling his leg, but you never know, do you? Somebody could have been serious. So you're going to get it, Michael, nice. But you'd like the progress to carry over, yeah. I mean, some of you guys, I know you have, Michael, some of you guys have played TSW for a long time, and this could be the third time we've had to reset progress. Yeah, Simon. So that will be fixed. The DLC limit will be fixed. You're waiting, Ant-Man, to see if it's worth it. A-Trail, that's right. Yeah, you said you weren't going to buy it. And is that a firm no, A-Trail, or are you gonna see how it goes once it's released? Yeah, collectibles, Michael. Yeah, because if they don't carry over, then if you've got to get collectibles again for Southeastern High Speed and it's been extended, then it's going to be a bit of a job, isn't it? To be honest, I only go for the ones that are linked to a trophy normally. But even then, this time around, I didn't collect every set that I'd collected previously. It can just be too time consuming, can't it, really? Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, A-Trail, definitely. Corpy says, after the cringe trailer, I don't know. I didn't mind the trailer. I wasn't keen on the music. I must admit, I didn't think the music went with what they were trying to put across somehow. It seemed a bit rock music, a bit too rocky for me. Yeah, firm no from you, A-Trail. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I'll be streaming it, so you know, even if you're not going to pick it up yourself, hopefully we'll still see you in those streams. Zedor, you first bought the Founders Edition on Xbox One, then TSW on PS4 Pro, as it ran purely on Xbox One at the time, and then TSW2 on PS4, PS5. Yeah, so you've been around as well. Yeah. Yes, it's not just me then, Michael. Yeah, that's what I thought about the music. What makes you say that, A-Trail? Is there something in particular that makes you think it's been targeted at younger audiences? I think with the Learning Centre in TSW3, they're definitely addressing a big problem for newer players in being able to get to the tutorials easier than you could previously. I think that's definitely a thing. So I know that it seems to be aimed at beginners. A lot of it seems to be aimed at beginners, but I think they've got a good mix between the beginners side of things in the Learning Centre and you know, some of us more experienced players as well. You don't have to use the Learning Centre, but it's there if you need to. Or Training Centre. Training Centre spelled American with an ER, not an RE. We're now American English in TSW. So Kobe will be pleased. A-Trail will be pleased. That's a good point about the music though, because they haven't revealed the music for the actual game itself, have they? For the intro, you know, when you first load up the game. I would also hope that it isn't that same music. Salmon, you're not going to pre-order it. To be honest, you don't need to pre-order, do you? And what's the discount? 10%. It's not a lot, is it, in the grand scheme of things? And if you're not ready to play it on the day it comes out, or on the, you know, the 4-day early access, then there's not much point, is there? Nice, A-Trail, thank you for that. Yeah, I get a bit worried if you know, you're such a firm no that you know, appear, so it's good to know that you'll be around. I mean, of course, we won't just be playing TSW3. Of course, we've got a wide range. I think Construction Simulator comes out, doesn't it, in September as well? So we'll be playing some of that. I think that's going to be quite popular with players. Oh no! If that's the main music, then I'm gonna have to go in on mute every single time. Well, to be honest, I skip it normally anyway. But yeah, that won't go down well. I did actually feed that back in the Ambassadors Discord that I enjoyed the trailer, but I didn't like the music. So I'm hoping they didn't sit there going, "Oops, that's the music in the game." He's not gonna like it. Yeah, there's not a lot of point, is there, with pre-orders, especially when it's digital. You know, they're not going to run out, are they? You're always going to be able to get a copy. But you know, some of the other features that are coming, I do quite like. I like the dynamic weather. Some of the other features similar to that, I think, are quite nice. The passengers now can put up umbrellas and things like that. Just little things that will make it a bit more believable, you know. And the other thing I quite liked that they showed last week was when a train comes out of the tunnel and the light adjustment as the light hits your face as you come out of the tunnel. I thought that was quite nice. Yeah, I think Zedo, if you've got Game Pass, I mean, you could initially try it, couldn't you, and see if you like it, and then you know, if everything else you've got is pretty much on PlayStation, then you could decide to buy it on PlayStation. Dynamic weather and the volumetric clouds, yeah, they were quite nice, weren't they? The sky looks very nice. I think when you get to see more of the in-game footage, which Thursday is the first one, isn't it? It's Castle Würzburg, the German route, on Thursday. I think when you get to see the actual footage, you'll see a big difference between TSW2 and TSW3. I think. Well, of course, you know, make your own minds up, but I think it looks pretty good. And the other thing they've done as well, of course, which is good if you don't own all the routes, is they started the ability to uncouple the because of the training centre. They've been able to uncouple the loco DLCs from the routes that they were previously attached to. So, you know, if you always wanted the Class 31 but you didn't have Tees Valley Line and you didn't want Tees Valley Line, you'll now be able to pick up the Class 31 if the Class 31's on the list. I don't know whether they've done that for all local DLCs yet. That's a question that hopefully will come up in tomorrow's Q&A, but because they've uncoupled the tutorials and put them all in one place rather than having them belonging to a certain route, you'll now be able to get the local DLCs, which is quite nice. So, you know, if you've always wanted that Class 52 that was previously only available on West Somerset, the nice maroon 52, which is actually quite a nice loco, you should be able to pick that up separately going forward without West Somerset. The sky definitely looks better in TSW3. It does, and that's why I'm hoping on Thursday. I'm hoping they do a full run end to end, because that'll be really nice to see. So you're gonna give it a try on Game Pass, Corby, as well? Yeah, because at what point do they remove TSW2 from Game Pass? Is there there won't be is there a break in between TSW2 and TSW3, or does it kind of swap over? You know, on the day, because if you've bought, I think if you bought DLCs, it's got lap breaks, this, hasn't it? I forgot. If you bought DLCs for TSW2 and TSW2 isn't available anymore, then it's not a good position, is it? Oh, they took it down already. Oh wow. Atrial, you've got Game Pass, but you think it'll start off good, and then the quality will drop with the DLCs down the line. I guess I guess it depends, doesn't it? I guess it depends what you're looking for. What is it in particular, Atrial, that makes you think that? Is it a number of issues when DLCs are launched, or is it something graphical or performance-wise, or a mixture? Some are better than others, aren't they? Definitely. So it's the 15th today, isn't it? So there's a good couple of weeks before the early access comes out. So if they've took TSW2 down already from Xbox, then there'll be a couple of weeks where those players can't play it. Thanks everyone for coming in though, appreciate it. The channel's been slightly quieter than normal because I've actually had 2 weeks off work. I went back to work today, so I've been doing a lot of family stuff the last couple of weeks, and as you all probably know, if you're watching the community post, I've also been building a PC as well. I've got a video coming up on that just in case anyone's interested. I just thought I'd make a small video from the point of view of somebody who knows nothing about PCs, building one from scratch, and how it went, just in case anybody else is thinking of doing the same thing, really. Bit of an adventure, I must admit, but it went okay, to be honest, apart from one scary moment on Saturday where I'd used the wrong cable. And so it wouldn't power up at first. I thought, oh, I've blown something up, I've really damaged it now, and I know it's going to be the graphics card, which is like 500 quid. And anyway, I worked it out after like an hour or so, and all was well. So look out for that video. That's coming quite soon once I've put that together. Alright, 17 miles we've got. They don't actually sound different, these horns, do they? I would have thought there'd be some slight difference, but... So in TSW2's history, they say they won't repeat mistakes and do it anyway, and it's made you a bit sceptical. I think as well though, A-Trail, is that, you know, I know they've said the plan is to let more companies come in. So we've got Skyhook, haven't we? We've got Skyhook, we've got Rivet, AP have been doing some stuff with the sounds, etc., and some of the models. But I know that they're letting third parties start to do a little bit more now, so you might see a bit of competition there with DLCs going forward that are not made by Dovetail themselves. So you might find some are better than others, but again, you gotta sort of grade it on a DLC to DLC basis, haven't you? Really. And this is why, you know, like some of you have said, you're not going to pick up TSW3 straight away. You're going to wait and see how it is, because, you know, it depends. You know, let somebody else find the bugs if there's any bugs. You know, that's one way to do it. Leave it a couple of weeks. You're always going to get a copy of it. They're not going to sell out. Yeah, I think Dovetail would struggle to keep up with the amount of DLC that has been, you know, issued previously. And the other thing is that if other people are making DLCs, then hopefully that would mean that Dovetail can go back and fix things because they've got more time to do so. Only time will tell. If you've got Clinchfield though, go and pick up this this livery. I can't remember the name of the person that has made this, but you'll see it because there's a few of these, and I think this one's got nearly 700 subscribers in the Creators Club. So check this one out. It's quite nice. It's a pity you can't also change these units. I didn't see anywhere that you could change them. See, the back unit there is the standard one. Now, if we pass any traffic, it'll be interesting to see if we see any of these Santa Fe ones as we pass, because it should do. They should be in there. The other thing, what about, I'm going to keep mispronouncing it, the Cajon Pass. If some of you have played Train Simulator Classic, you'll be familiar with that one. I don't know anything about that route, but I'm interested because it's a very long route, isn't it? And very, very popular on Train Sim Classic. So, how do you guys feel about that? Especially you US guys. Because I know you like playing the freight routes in particular. You know, some people have already said, "Oh, another US freight route. That's a bit boring." But you know my opinion of it. These are ones that I play when I want to relax and not do much and just take in the scenery and just look at the route in general. I mean, this Clinchfield, right? It's a lovely route. Look at it. It really is a nice route. Oh, you don't like the freight routes here, Trey? Well, we're going to have trouble pleasing you tonight, aren't we, I think? I do quite like this one, though. This is quite nice. I'm not very much into the stopping services, the commuter stuff. But, yeah, so these ones are a nice change for me. And I've said this before on other streams that we've done, that the US do freight like nobody else. You know, you won't see a train this long in the UK. That's for sure. Everything's beefed up in the US, isn't it? Kobe says it's super challenging, 3.2 degrees in the steepest good mix, 9F high speed and lower speeds. Yeah, you mentioned that, didn't you, about the there's going to be plenty of dynamic braking again. That's got, look at the smoke coming out of the top of there. Passengers more your thing. I do like a bit of a mix, but I can't play freight solid, and I can't play the commuter stuff solidly. I need to mix it up a bit, and I like these ones because I can have a couple of hours where you just take it easy and you know, just trundle along. It's quite nice. Hey John, how you doing? Nice to see you. Train Sim 3 looks cool. Can't wait to get it yet. It's a new adventure, isn't it? Santa Fe all the way, says Alfie. Absolutely. Have you got this one, Alfie? This is on Creators Club. It's looking good. Like I was saying just earlier, I want the whole train though. I want the whole set. No, I don't think I've heard the song, Alfie. Is that a real song, that? Oh, you've not got Clinchfield. Oh, that's a shame. Actually, has Clinchfield been on sale very much? I don't recall it being in the sales that much. And it's not one that I've streamed very often. Which is a shame, and I'm speeding. Well, I will be speeding in 200 yards. Let's get some lapped brake in. Actually, the braking's not bad. I'm not a big fan of these lapped brakes. There's a number of trains out there that've got lap brakes, but it does actually brake quite nicely, this one. Police Simulator patrol officers will be coming to console in a few months. Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. Actually, you're right. Yeah, I saw that they'd announced it before the end of this year, they said, if I remember rightly. So yeah, I look forward to that. It would certainly be better than Autobahn Police Simulator 3. That's not difficult, is it, A-Trail? Actually, you know, I think it was Friday. Well, Friday or Saturday, there was a patch for that, and I got my hopes up because it was quite big. It was 1.5 gig. So I thought, oh, there's a lot must have been done in this patch. So I downloaded it, fired it up, went out, did a mission. I ended up with the stupid mission with the cows again, and I honestly couldn't see anything that had improved at all. So I kind of played it for 15-20 minutes and gave up. My eyes couldn't take it. Plus it was too hot on Saturday. The last thing I wanted to be doing was being inside playing Autobahn Police Simulator 3. I thought, oh, a big patch, that's good. Let's get it fixed and I'll be able to stream it again. But I didn't want to put you guys through it, so I decided not to. But I'm still kind of, trying to stay positive about it in case they fix it. Because I said all along, if they fix it, we'll play it. I don't know about that, A-Trail. Probably when Autobahn Police Simulator 2 was out, people probably said there wouldn't be another one, but then there was. I know you guys like the donuts and the Cockney accents. So this is quite a slow section, isn't it? 15 miles per hour through this part. Oh, TML announced Fernbus is coming to console, did they? I missed that. I'll be honest with you though, I don't know what's happened to a Tourist Bus, because Tourist Bus, it's gone all quiet. Gone very, very quiet. I don't know what patching they're doing or anything for that. Doof, how you doing? You've pre-ordered TSW3. Excellent. Excellent. Not long to go now at all, really. The announcement was kept quite late, wasn't it? Really, it was less than a month, wasn't it? Less than a month before it's actually releasing. Usually a new game, it gets pretty hyped up, doesn't it? But going back to what you said about Fernbus, that's good. If that is the case, then that's good. Because even with a couple of issues it's got, I still really enjoy Tourist Bus. I played it the weekend actually, and that was on Airsoft's Discord, was it? Oh, of course they had their sort of annual reveal, didn't they, over the weekend? I think it was in all in German though. I don't think there was an English version unless there's subtitles. I might try and watch that. Do I know Way of the Hunter? No, I don't. Oh, it's coming out tomorrow, is it? No, I'm not familiar with that one. I'll have a look at that then. No, I'm not familiar with that one. Alright, let's take these brakes off. So we're in the loop, which is why we were 15 miles per hour. Just going back onto the main line now. I think we got Matt Pedalston there riding with us in the second man seat. He's not got his pink ears on though. Oh, we do have some pink wagons at the back. I don't think these headlights are working properly because I definitely switched the lights on. Let's just try and cycle them on and off. So that's on. There we go, that's better. Let's have a look down the train. I can keep the thumbsticks still. This is not always easy. And take the brakes off. Fruit Growers Express for greatest efficiency. It's quite long, isn't it? Look how far back we're going. So I think with TSW3, I think one of the things I'm most looking forward to is the German route, because I think it's going to be the longest route that's been in Train Sim World. But not only that, there's a lot of it where you can run at 280 kilometers per hour, as I understand it. So LZB is going to be in use for quite a while, I think, on that route. So I'm quite looking forward to that and seeing how that works. I think the ICE1 as well is a train that people have asked for quite a lot in the community over the years, so it's nice to see that. So I look forward to that as well. But the whole route, from what I've seen of the route looks really, really nice. Especially some of these weather effects. They showed it with the snow, didn't they? Displacing the snow from the track, which was quite nice. You can tell I'm a little bit hyped. It's like all these things, isn't it? When they show them off, you just want to get your hands on them. And the good thing for me is that with it being a new game, there's going to be plenty of it we can stream as well. So I'm quite looking forward to doing that. So if you don't know your German safety systems yet, get swatting up on those, because you might need them for the new German route. Hoof says, do I know if the progress from TSW got to TSW3? No. We were saying that at the beginning. Hopefully Dovetail will give us some more information on that tomorrow. My own personal opinion is, because it's a new game, I don't think so. But I don't know that for a fact. If you think about it, do you remember when to TSW2 it didn't work out? Yeah, and also when I went from PS4 to PS5, they were also working on getting everybody's PS4 progress across to the PS5 version, and I kind of thought the whole time that they wouldn't be able to do that, and in fact I hope nobody held on from moving to the PS5 version waiting for the transfer of the progress, because it didn't happen, did it? And it left the roadmap as well, I noticed last week. So when I went from PS4 to PS5, I kind of thought, well, I'm not happy about the progress being lost. But I had got the Platinum Trophy for the PS4 version. I thought, well, I think the benefits of having the nicer looking and better performing PS5 version outweighed, the need to have the progress. I wanted the progress, don't get me wrong. I really wanted the progress, but I just moved to the PS5 version lock, stock and bottle just because of the quality aspect. So, given that they couldn't move the PS4 version to the PS5, and that was the same game, this is a different game. So I would say set your expectation that it can't be done, and let's see if they come up with something. Yeah, it's not good, is it? HL says, surprised there was no major discount for TSW2 players. Remember, was when there was a transition from 2020 to TSW2, there was a decent discount. Yeah, I was trying to I couldn't quite remember. I think you're right. Yeah, I couldn't remember that far back now. Yeah, I don't know what the thinking is this time. I'm trying to remember the pricing. Is it? I know it's 3 routes, but a lot of people have already got Southeastern High Speed, albeit this adds another 50 miles, I think it is. So it's essentially a newish route. It's different, and it's been rebuilt. But I think it's a little bit more than the usual summer 3 route price, isn't it? This time around. So I think I said in my video last week that if you were wrestling with the fact that it's going to be a new game and paying for a new game, the way I would think about it is that every summer we get a kind of we get a bundle, don't we? And it's a bundle. If you can bring your progress across, it's not bad, is it? Because you're not restarting from the beginning, and it really is like just getting a bundle of new routes with a different sort of look and feel and a few improvements. But if you can't bring your progress across, then it will feel like a completely new game. So it depends whether you think all your work that you've done in TSW2 was wasted, or whether you're quite happy to make peace with it and move into the new game. I don't know. Imagine having to recollect the same collectibles a third time. Yeah, I know that Farah is usually in, and Farah said to me that that's one of the, because he's a big trophy hunter, and he said to me he's not looking forward to that. He's definitely not looking forward to that. Are all routes you own on TSW2 playable in TSW3? They are, yeah. And on day 1 as well this time. So you remember when we went to TSW2, some came across immediately, some we had to wait quite a long time for. This time they all come across on day 1, so we definitely know that. Mr. Watter, how you doing? Good to see you. How have you been? I don't know how I must have been reading the chat too much. I don't know how I slowed down that much. That's funny, look at that. The driver and the second man have got their heads completely in tune. There they go. Look at that there, John, out the right side window. Where are you looking? Does Sony have prizes for collecting achievements? I don't think they have prizes that I'm aware of. You do have a sort of trophy level, which is kind of, I think it's just bragging rights really, but I don't think you can cash them in for anything as such. Oh, you're off work, Mr. Water. I'm the opposite. I've just gone back today, unfortunately. Take a quick look at the route map because we've not done that yet. So this is it's a big map, isn't it? And the good thing about this route, which I liked from the beginning, was all these different branch lines we've got. There's all different types of work we can do. across these branch lines. We've got 12 miles to go, which of course is another good question for TSW3 actually. That 12 miles is as the crow flies, and because this route's so windy, we'll obviously end up doing a lot more than 12 miles by the time we reach there. I wonder if that's been fixed in TSW3. Are we going to get the track mileage rather than the sort of aerial point-to-point distance? I'll have to try and remember to raise that one. Be nice to know the exact distance. If I can do this right, we'll capture this coming out of the tunnel the other side. If I can stay in the middle, not get hit by the tunnel walls. Now, when this route came out, you couldn't do this, could you? You couldn't go out of the cab in tunnels. It used to ping you back inside, which was a bit annoying. I'm glad they fixed that. So now you can actually travel in the tunnel like this. Quite nice emerging from the tunnel. Yeah, I get it, Atrial. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say for me it's a big deal on the PlayStation, but I like doing them because I use them as a kind of task list. Like some people will use journey mode in TSW for a task list. I start by looking down the achievements and thinking, right, I'm going to work on that one now, and I use it as a to-do list, if you will. But no more than that, really. It's just another way to play, isn't it? I'll speed up slightly. But it's nice though if you're on Xbox and you can cash those in. I didn't realise that. I'm assuming though to get anything decent by way of a gift card or something like that, you've got to have a heck of a lot of points, have you? To make it worthwhile. Plenty of tunnels. A lot of this route is just cut through rock, isn't it? Oh, you're back on your tablet now. Oof, nice. So to get $10, in a gift card, you need 8,750 points, and how difficult is it to get that amount of points? The only thing about being in a cab here, these things for the horn, what I call toilet chains, they're in your eye line a little bit. Just kind of move to the side like that, so you can't really see them as much. Mr. What, you're really looking forward to the extended version of the Southeastern High Speed and Spirit of Steam. You haven't got Spirit of Steam. Oh, well, you'll enjoy that then. Spirit of Steam is one of, if not the best routes in my opinion. I've quite enjoyed Spirit of Steam every time I jump in. I've quite liked running the steam engines as well on the other routes. Even West Somerset is a good one for the steam. That's a very relaxing run. I mean, it is anyway, isn't it, on West Somerset, but in the Jubilee or the 8F it's quite nice. Right, Atrial, so every achievement is, depending on difficulty, I guess, is worth a separate amount of points. And you just save them up. I didn't know about that though. That's interesting. I wish PlayStation would do something like that. And you can use the points to enter sweepstakes for consoles, computers, and PCs. That's good. I installed Windows 11 on the new PC that I've been building on Saturday. That was interesting. I haven't used Windows for years and years because I've been on Macs now for years, and that was quite interesting to jump into Windows 11. I was still looking for the start button down in the bottom left hand corner. Couldn't find it. I'm getting there though. Oh, you got the new Isle of Wight 2022, did you, Mr. What do you think of it? How are you finding it? It's definitely the much better one of the two Isle of Wight routes. That's for sure. I'm going to look later now, A-Trail, and see how many points my son has got on his Xbox. He's not mentioned that to me either, so I wonder if he knows about it. He probably does, he probably just hasn't said anything. We got a 4K monitor to go with the gaming PC. So the gaming PC is connected up with the display port, and then into the HDMI we connected his Series X, and he'd been playing his Series X on an old TV, so it didn't have HDR, it wasn't 4K, and he plugged it in. He went on Sea of Thieves. He went on Sea of Thieves, and he went on Microsoft Flight Simulator on his Series X, and he was blown away. He was blown away by the level of detail. It did look good. I tell you what, Microsoft Flight Sim on the Series X looks way better than it did previously when he was playing it on the old TV. When's Windows 10 out of support, Mr. Water? I think it's got another 2 years, has it? Something like that. It's got 2 years. So I just went straight to Windows 11. That's quite interesting. That points game. Yeah, I really didn't know about that. I talk about achievements. You know, the other thing, certainly for PlayStation players with TSW3, I don't know what, if anything, they will have done with the. You know, there was a limit, wasn't there, on the number of trophies, and that limit was being reached in TSW2, which is why sort of local DLCs started to be released without any trophies on PlayStation. I wonder if they've worked around that now, or, you know, have they took the opportunity, you know, for the older routes that are being ported across, will they come across with less trophies, perhaps, so that the limit isn't reached as easily? I don't know. Let's get some brake on. We've got 15 coming up. Hoof, you own Clinchfield, but lately you want some more speed. Yeah, you gotta mix it up. Gotta mix it up a bit, haven't you? Michael says Windows 10 support will continue till October the 14th, 2025. Yeah, I thought that's what I'd read, and that's partly what made me think, well, I might as well just go straight to it, and then I don't have to mess about later on. I don't know, Mr. Water. They've rectified the add-on limit for the DLCs. You know, the 65 gig problem, or 64 gig DLC limit problem, but I don't know about the trophies. The trophies reached the limit too. There were too many trophies for one game, and that was another thing they had a fallout with PlayStation. So, being as TSW3 has got all the DLCs from TSW2, either just keep an eye on this red light we've got coming up. Either they have done something with the limit and extended the limit, or straight away it's going to breach the maximum number again of trophies that are available, or they'll port across all the DLCs from TSW2 and take away some of the trophies from those, just to reduce the amount. So I don't know to find out about that one. At this speed, a snail might reach the destination before I do. This is true. Yeah, the add-on manager. Yeah, the add-on manager. So what the add-on manager is going to do is, you have all your DLCs available, and then when you want to, let's say you want to run the Class 31, and you go into the new UI and just pick the Class 31, the add-on manager will just make available any route that the Class 31 will run on. So rather than have everything in memory that you own, it will just put into memory those things that you're looking to play. That's what the add-on manager does. And that gets around the issue on PlayStation where if you had more than 64 gig of DLC, it had all that in memory. So it was too much and it broke the rules. So what it also does is, and this is not just PlayStation, it will help your, should help your performance across all platforms. Hi Cadman, how you doing? Right, 7.9 miles. I think this is the same train that we're running, going back the opposite way. There is a caboose on the back, not a moose, a caboose. Yeah, they fixed it. They fixed it, Mr. Watts here. But as I say, by fixing that on the PS5, they've been able to implement that for everybody else as well. So everybody else will only now load into memory what it is they want to play or what they're interested in. It has some logic in there that can pick it out. So as long as you've got it all installed, it'll only bring forward what you need to, for example, run the Class 31 and give you a choice. Cabman, you're not overjoyed with the thought of TSW3. Should be fixing what they've already put out. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what to say really. I think I can kind of see it both ways. Yeah, they should fix a lot of issues. I mean, what they should do is not give themselves work to do. They should obviously get it right before they put it out. That's what they should be aiming to do. And I bet that's, to be honest, I bet that's what they try to do. But then they've also got, I guess they want to balance it with all these new improvements they've got, like the lighting, the weather, all those other things they were showing off last week in the roadmap stream. And probably from a development perspective, it's easier to put that into a clean game rather than try to add it and cause more issues with the old game. I know that doesn't sound like a good answer, but that's just my theory about it. So yeah, I don't know. TSW2 hasn't lasted as long as I thought it would. I thought it'd have a couple more years in it yet before it was a major release. It's difficult to know, isn't it, Air Trail, really? I do think though that TSW2 was bigger and better than the previous one. I don't think we can argue with that. It was definitely a lot better. I was never keen on the the menu UI. I must admit, I preferred the original. Basic that it was. I think that was the key thing with it. I think I even preferred the original TSW2 menu UI as well, where the routes were in a list rather than the tiles. I didn't like the tiles that we got was it last year? Wasn't a fan of the tiles. Well, Cadman, don't forget any routes you've got already. They'll just come across. They come across on day one. You won't lose any of those. I got you, Mr. Watts here. So you've not got everything installed right now. So got you. Yeah, it's quite an expensive hobby, isn't it, Cadman? Really, compared to some of the other games. So it has to be, it has to be right for you, doesn't it, as well? See you, Hoof. Thanks for coming in. What do I think of the new TSW3 logo? Looks like a cartoon. This is, yeah. To be honest, I haven't paid that much attention to it really. Like we said earlier, as long as the menu music isn't the music from the trailer, then I'm happy. I don't want that trailer music in the game. That'll burn my ear sockets out. That's like having Justin Bieber and all his mob. You're not the only one, Cadman. Actually, that does that. There are people that have just got purely the German stuff or the British stuff. There was one point in time I was going to do that. But I started to enjoy the German routes a little bit more once I learnt the safety systems. It's tomorrow, Mr. Water. There's a TSW3 Q&A stream tomorrow with Matt. That's tomorrow. I think Matt and JD, I think, tomorrow. And Sam's on, so Sam will give you the honest truth, as he normally does. And then Thursday is the first showing of the Castle Würzburg route. So you get to actually see it on Thursday in the flesh, which will be quite good. You also really like the TSW 2020 menu music. I like the music, and I like the music, and I also like the UI as well. Much prefer that. Yeah, it was, Cadman. We were just saying that earlier on. It just, to me, I didn't mind the trailer. I thought the trailer was quite good, but the music. The music was a bit strange. Yeah, tomorrow, Mr. Water, yeah. Well, you know what marketing people are like, A-Trail. The one thing that marketers like to do is get people talking about stuff. So here we are talking about the music, which means it stood out to us, which means you remember what it was advertising. So there's a few tricks they use. I will say this though, when Spirit of Steam came out, they had the old style sort of, TV report trailer, didn't they? With Matt. Matt was talking at the end, and they obviously changed his microphone to sound like an old-fashioned BBC, plums in your mouth newscaster from back in the day. I thought that went quite well, being as it was set back in the early 50s. But this one, yeah, not so sure. Yeah, of course you can turn the music off, that's correct, yeah you can. The other thing, Cabman, is if you can hang on a little bit, it'll be on sale probably by Christmas, won't it? Or there'll be some sort of discount anyway. You'll be able to get it in time for your birthday. I can't remember what branch is that. The green Briar branch. Can't remember. But there's actually quite a nice scenario of that branch line. Let's just check the map. We're just at the junction now. Yeah, you never know. We might get surprised. I don't think it's been said yet, has it? How long TSW3 has been in the making? I know after Spirit of Steam, new DLCs from Dovetail themselves wasn't a thing, was it? Spirit of Steam, I think, was the last one. So, they've obviously been working on it at least, from then, and probably, they've had some of the team working on it for quite some time before that as well. Depends on the level of testing, doesn't it? Again, let's see what happens. Was it TSW2 that got delayed a few weeks because there was something wrong with it? Was it Rush Hour? Rush Hour got delayed, didn't it? At the death, there was a few things wrong with it, and they held it for a little bit. So I know they kept saying that they learned from those mistakes, so hopefully that means a good release this time. A Friday the 13th film this year. Now that'd be good. No, I've not heard that, Cadman, no. That should be interesting. Makes a change from another Halloween film, doesn't it? Michael says it was the rush hour release that got delayed. Yeah, I thought it was. Wow, doesn't it seem a long time ago now since Rush Hour was released? I think I was more excited for the PS5 version, to be honest, than anything. Demolish and build. That sounds like our type of game, doesn't it? Actually, talking about that, I haven't been back into train station renovation for a week or so. I need to get back into that. I was quite enjoying that one. You think it'll be released sometime next year? I'll look out for that then. Sounds good. Time flies and you're getting too old, A-Trail. It does seem a long time, doesn't it, since Rush Hour? Honestly, it does. It was a shame, wasn't it? Because you know, Brighton commuter is such a good route, and you know, a lot of people just had a lot of performance issues with it, which probably, you know, for a lot of people took the shine off that route. It's a great route. So much going on with it. I'll check that out, Mr. Watcher. I'll have a look at that. I've not heard of that one. A new train game based on the Hamburg subway. No, I've not heard about that one. Who's making that one? A-Trail, do you know? Or who's publishing it? Airsoft. I wonder if is that just going to be PC initially, do you think, or is that going to be on console from the off? Subway Sim Hamburg. Again, it sounds like our type of game. What have we been running now? Just over an hour and 20. Just looking at the clock in the top left-hand corner. I'm sure it said that this timetable was about an hour. So either I've been going too slow, or the timetable is lying. I don't know which. Probably a bit of both. no news on a console release just yet. Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it, if you know, they start releasing things on console just as a matter of fact at the same time they bring things out on PC. That'd be good. And what's happened with the updates for Tourist Bus? Yeah, we were saying that at the beginning. We don't really know. It's gone very quiet, hasn't it? SNCF, how you doing? Hi, bye. How is the PC? It seems to be okay. I had some trouble with the fans. The fans were running on full blast, which was worrying me a little bit. But as with every step of this PC build, I've had to kind of teach myself what's what, and managed to work out how to control the profiles for the CPU cooler and the fans, etc. So it's running fairly quiet. But that was the only thing just recently. It's all right. Seems like Toxtronics with On the Road has gone all quiet again on this. Yeah, I haven't, since the last time we streamed it, which is quite a while now, isn't it? I haven't played On the Road at all. I got a bit tired of the acceleration issue, where we were nearly grinding to a halt no matter what sort of gradient we were going up. It made it very painful for me to play it. So let's see if they come up with anything. But again, you're right. It's been very quiet, hasn't it? Is my son enjoying the PC? Seems to be. Yeah, seems to be. .2 miles to go. I need to brake very slightly. Yeah, see ya, SNCF, thanks for popping in. So I'm assuming we're going into this loop again, being as it's putting us down to 15. There we go. Yeah, so don't forget, tune in tomorrow to Dovetail's Q&A stream, because it'll be interesting. I think everybody's had a little bit of time now to take it on board and digest it, and there's probably got questions. I think they've been taking the questions in the forum. I think there's been some threads in there taking down all the questions. I've not been back actually since last week to just have a look what people are asking. I might just do that. But yeah, that's tomorrow night, and then of course, as we said, Thursday is the German route from TSW3 that they're going to show off, Kassel Würzburg. some high speed there. It's always where they show the routes off for the first time. I always quite look forward to those. But I don't know who's driving that actually. There's I think there's a new DTG team member doing the driving on Thursday. Yeah, is it DTG Benjamin? That name seems to be coming to mind. I'm not sure if he's been on any of the streams before. I might be wrong. Nice to see the routes. You know, when there's always a lot of talk about them, but it's always nice to get into the routes, isn't it, and see them. Because you know, you might just buy it anyway, just on what you've heard, but it doesn't beat actually seeing the thing in the flesh. Speeding. Let's check the map. We're nearly there now. A couple of quite large bends to go around. So it's a nice run on Clinchfield. Takes a while, but there's some nice scenery. As I said, they're not. These are not routes that I could play solid. You know, I couldn't get to the end and then do a service going back the other way. The services are quite long, but you know, when you're mixing it up, this is a nice one to do. Oh, Lucas is driving. Right, got you. I don't know where I got Ben from then. The snail is already he's already waiting, yeah. Yeah, some of the sections. Well, we got a 30 coming up now. I don't think it goes above 30, does it, in any section? So there are some sections like that, but a lot of it is 15 miles per hour, which obviously doesn't help timing wise. But we ran, was it last week? We did the Peninsula Corridor. So I thought we'd do another American one this time. I've got this 30 coming up, but probably by the time I can get to the 30, we might be, the length of the train, we might be nearly at the end of the route. Because we can't get to the 30, of course, until the back end clears the speed board. What length is the Cajon Pass? Is that the one that's 90 miles? That's going to be a long old route, isn't it? I don't know what the speeds are on that route. But if you are only doing 30 miles an hour tops on a 90 miles per hour, on a 90 mile route, then you better strap yourself in for that one. It's going to take a while, isn't it? Right, we're coming out of the loop now. Just looking at the back of the train, see when we get to this 30. So here's where we're coming out of the loop, so we should get it any second. Let's hop back to the front. There we go. That took a while, didn't it? Such a long train. Actually a pretty steep downhill gradient in this last section. 1.3 by the standards of the rest of the route. I mean, I think this is the steepest part. So it's fine going this way, but coming up the other side will be a slight challenge with this weight, especially in winter conditions. There is a scenario actually on this in the what is it on? Is it a GP38 on this? I can't remember what the other train is. The freight loco that we've got. There is one where you start on very steep gradient in the snow. I remember that being I've not done that for a long time, but I remember it being a very difficult scenario to do. Plenty of sand, and you've got to come up the hill. You go up the hill for, well, you're still going after I think like 45 minutes, and you're still at less than half a mile an hour by the time you get to the top of the hill. I kept thinking at the beginning I was doing something wrong. I just couldn't get proper traction. But then on the forums I could quickly see that everybody was getting the same. So it was just the fact it was such a heavy train in the snow on an uphill gradient. And I think it started from this end. I might try that one again, because I think I ran that once and it was stressful enough, but I might go back and try that. Quite a long scenario as well, as I recall. A couple of hours, I think. Right, we're going down to 25. And we've just got 2 more corners to do. And we're there. The other thing about Clinchfield on many of the timetable services is, as I remember, it's quite easy to spad because the stop markers, it's one of those routes where the stop markers are quite close to the red signal, so we'll see. But this was always one of those routes where you needed to get your braking right, and I have done it a few times on here as well and gone straight through. So we'll soon find out, because we're a mile away just now. Nice shadow of the train down there. Still on that downhill slope as well. Can't remember if it flattens out as we get to the end. next signal we get is the red, so just need to just watch out. And as I said earlier, it is lap brakes as well, so it's slightly more difficult. Now let's see if I can follow my own advice, because it is very close to the red. So let's be overcautious after all this time. I think the other thing as well is that if you stop short on this, it does also ask you to move forward. You can't stop short. It doesn't register you as finishing the service. So let's just play it easy for this stop. It's not flattening out though, it's still 1.5 downhill. So it's giving us a good old push. I think we get about we get about 2 yards grace, I think, between this this objective marker and the red. More in. Just pick up speed quite quick on its own, to be honest. $100 to go. There's the red signal. So there you go. You've got to be right on the money for it to register. It doesn't. So let's take the brakes off again. Put the first service in, and once we get across the inner circle there, it should let us register. Come on. There's the red, you see. That's how close it gets. 1 hour 52 that took us. Wow, that was way longer than I expected. But listen, thanks everybody for coming in. I appreciate it. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for the chat. It's good to know that most of you are looking forward to TSW3. For those who are not sure quite yet, and those of you that are a no, hope you see something this week that maybe convinces you to jump in. But until next time, thank you very much. Have a good evening. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.